Hey, what's up and good morning, everybody. Thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and now we're going to cover the back 9 holes of the Eastern Classics tournaments, and this is, of course, going to be the Pro Division. So, did get Pro out a little bit early yesterday. I try to break up my playing days, but, glad I was a little bit ahead of schedule, but now we're going to talk about the back 9. So, I'm going to show you 2 different ways to play hole number 1, okay? This is going to be kind of like a regular way to play this hole here in headwind, especially if you have lower level extra miles. So here we're going to move this target over. Well, our opponent is going to move the target over to the right-hand side and play straight up. And the reason I'm showing you this is because a lot of people with extra mile 6s, 7s, you're not going to be able to even take a berserker and go from that little island fairway and try to get down towards the green. We're going to have to play this approach. Now, the only thing that we need to do differently here, okay, is you're going to have to push this drive harder. I don't like only going 4 topspin. As you can see, 4 topspin, 1 left. His ball guideline has plenty of fairway left, and that ball guideline is not going to be accurate because when his ball touches down, that 6.5 mile per hour headwind's going to come back into play and push his ball backwards again. So you're going to see here that with no overpower, he's leaving himself a mile of fairway to work with. We would like to get further down and more left-hand side to get closer to the pin. And what that's going to do is give us a shorter shot with our thorn. So you'll see here that the thorn shot is the one that we want to play. So, I'm sorry, if you were to get further up, I misspoke here. If you were to get further up, the clubs here, he's using a grizzly and a thorn. But we would just like to get as far up the fairway as possible. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say to make the shot easier. The less yards to pin we have to work with, the better off that we have to drop the shot. Now, when I take a look at him using the thorn at max, we would rather be at minimum distance of our thorn or medium distance. But when I went back and counted his rings, he's playing this exactly 10% at max distance. He doesn't make the shot, but at least we get to see an idea of the elevation we need to play with. We probably need to at least double the elevation to put it at 20% and see if you can get that one to go down for you. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. I wanted to show you how the ball reacts on the second shot to help you dial that in. Now, for people with bigger clubs like myself, and especially if you saved these Bubba balls, remember the Bubba ball was given away for free by the game a couple different times. So, I've saved these, and now it's going to come and help me out on this particular hole. Here, you're going to see we're going to go with half a ball of overpower. We might rewind here and take a look at the spin adjustment because you're going to notice that I did not go with full top spin. I did not want to get in a situation here to where I was going to roll onto the green and have a maximum distance putt that I couldn't make. And that'll leave us in for shot number 2. Shot number 2, I'm not pulling rings. I'm not doing that kind of stuff. I'm just going to be aiming dead center of the cup. And this green slopes from left to right anyways. So with the wind blowing from right to left, everything's just going to work itself back out, okay? I would suggest, though, if you're further back, to go ahead and play this one on the left-hand side of the cup a little bit, so offset to the left-hand side of the pin, because the more roll that you get, the more that course is going to drop you to the right-hand side of the cup, and you might barely miss to the right-hand side, which I did on one of my accounts. So this account that I showed you the replay on, my drive was further up the fairway. It was closer to the hole. My other shot was about probably 10, 15 yards further behind this landing point. I did the exact same shot, but I missed to the right-hand side of the cup, barely even aiming dead center. So that's my advice for you. Okay, hole number 2 is very easy. We're going to fast forward through this one pretty quick. We're just going with the big topper, and I'm going with the Horizon. The reason we're going to go quick is because this is the same way we played this hole the entire tournament. Just remember, shot number 2 for you, you're going to have to figure out what wood club you like the best. You can use the Cataclysm, you can use the Big Dog, you can use the Horizon. For me, it's going to be the Horizon. I choose this one because of the top spin. So I'm going to go with, as much top spin as possible, combined with as much right side spin as possible. I would rather favor the top spin over the right side spin because we can just let the curl do the work for us to get us back on the right-hand side. And you'll see here I used about 3/4 of a ball of curl to the right. Perfect ball. And we're on the fringe. That's a very easy chip in to get the eagle onto hole number 2. So we eagle the first 2 holes. Now we go into hole number 3. Now I did a lot of practice tokens on this one to get this one right. But I do have to kind of tell you and be honest here. This one's a little bit fluky depending on the wind. You're going to see here with the Katana ball and 5.2 miles per hour wind, that's about as low as you're going to get on the Pro Division. Now, if you can kind of visualize where we're aiming at here, you're going to see 4.5 back with 3 side spin to the left. Let me make sure that's right on the back. Yeah, 4.5 back, 3 side spin to the left. Then we find our landing position. Now, my landing position here, if you look at the very end of my ball guideline, it's clearly to the left-hand side of the cup offset. It is aiming exactly in the corner of that dark green square. This green is a little hard to see that on, but if you can kind of see there, the very end of the ball guideline is on the top corner of that dark green square. Now here we make our ring pull. And what is really odd about this one is we do get this one in for a hole-in-one, okay, on very low wind. Now, it seems the higher the wind, we miss to the right-hand side. Now, you can see here, I snuck it on the right-hand side of the cup for a hole-in-one. But if the wind is higher, we actually need to not offset as much. I know it doesn't make any sense, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it as well. But I had winds in practice, at 6.8. I had them as high as 7 point something. And if I did the exact same pull with the same elevation, the same landing spot, I was missing by about a green square to the right. So we need less of a pull. We'd actually have to drop the elevation the higher the wind. You'll kind of have to work that one out in practice, but at least with the lower winds, I give you a really good starting point to work with. Either way, you're definitely going to birdie that hole. It's a difficult hole-in-one anyways, but, we were lucky to get one there. So we pick up, a -6 on the first 3 holes, which is really good. We go into hole number 4 here. Hole number 4, we're going to be playing this drive 10% elevation at max distance. This is the same way we've been playing this one all tournament as well. Here I'm going to go with about half a ball of OP combined with about half a ball of curl. The OP is, definitely going to be controlled because we're not at maximum distance of our driver after we pull our rings. So it makes hitting perfect much easier. We get a good rollout, and we're going to leave this in for shot number 2. Shot number 2 here, I'm playing 10% at mid. Now, I was very surprised that I missed this because this is normally a good hole for me to make, especially when I can use the fringe as my landing spot. Now, you're going to notice here my ball guy line looks nice. We're going to go with 3 bars of backspin, so I can try to play this one kind of middle of the fringe, and I'm dead center of the hole. Now, what I don't notice here is when I go pull my rings, because this green is a little weird. When I go pull my rings, kind of take a look at what happens with my ball guideline. It really jumps to the right-hand side. And that's exactly where we miss. But I would also say that I did miss my landing spot too. So we overpulled here because I come just short of hitting the fringe. And I think if we hit the fringe, we do roll into the cup. So just kind of be wary of that when you go into hole number 4. All right. We do pick up a hole-in-one here again on hole number 5. So we're going to play this the same way we played in the qualifying round, except there's going to be one thing different. I want you to notice a 6.6 mile per hour wind, 1.1 top, 2 bars of right spin, which is max with the Quasar. We're going to pull this one 20% at minimum distance. Now, because the wind is in the 6s, I want you to notice the curl. The curl is the key to getting this shot to drop. You can see here that the right side of my ball is almost touching the outer part of the adjustment zone, but not quite. This one, again, is going to be hard to duplicate because I'm going to show it to you again on another replay. But you can see there we're almost dead center for the hole-in-one. Now, look at this wind. We're getting almost 8 miles per hour. So higher wind equals more curl. Because the wind is higher, we have to counter that with more curl. So now you're going to see, again, the same 20% at minimum. But now I have the right side of my ball outside of the target zone to the right. You see that? Perfect ball. That one is dead center for a hole-in-one. So, I think that one's going to help a lot of people. I hope you're able to pick it up as well. Some will, some won't. But the curl is the key to countering that wind push that we're getting on hole number 5. Hole number 6, this is probably the hole right here that's going to cost me moving on to the next round. So, I don't know if I'll have pro division for a pro content for the final round, as there was just an epic meltdown on this hole. So here I'm playing 10% elevation at max distance. I'm really just trying to play this the same way that we played it in the opening round, front 9. But here I didn't get, as much of the fairway as I would like to. Now that's okay because it's going to leave me with a guardian shot that's makeable to get to the green. It really shouldn't be a problem. But for whatever reason, you're going to see here, I've already attempted 3 shots. So I put 2 of these out of bounds. I kept hitting great right, back-to-back great right shots with a lot of curl. Like, I was surprised that it still didn't at least land on the rough or the green. But here, I finally made it. And, this one's really disappointing. You can't really par a par 5 like I did in Tier 3 division, top skill bracket, and expect to move on. So, I don't think I'm going to move on, even with all these drops that I had, a couple of them, in practice. But, that stinks. But it is what it is. I'm just here to try to help people out. Here you're going to see me play this hole at 5% elevation at maximum distance of my club. I would actually like you to try to play at 0% at max. So again, the shot you're seeing is 5% at max. I want you to try to play 0. 4 top, 0.7 right. Sorry about that, got it too fast. 4 top, 0.7 right, ball guideline going through the pin. I actually don't remember if I played this one 5% or 10%, but working out the numbers, 0% would have put us center of the cup and would have probably rolled in for a hole-in-one. But again, that was only 5.5 mile per hour wind, I believe. Pretty low. Yeah, 5.5. So just keep that in mind. But 0%, I think, is looking good for that hole, I believe. Okay. That's here going to bring us into hole number 8. Hole number 8, with the headwind, not really going for green. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. A couple different ways you could play this one. You could play way over on the left-hand side and just smash the ball down the fairway, and then you'd probably be looking at a grizzly shot for shot number 2. For me, I always prefer the rough bump if I have to play it on this hole. So I go with a quarterback here, 10% elevation at maximum distance of our QB. So again, 10% at max. And I'm just trying to lay up. Going to go from fairway to fairway. Pretty easy drive as far as that goes. And then shot number 2 is going to be played 20% at max. And here you're going to see I'm only playing at max because of the headwind. So keep in mind, a lot of times whenever we have headwind, I play at max to kind of pull more rings. But here, just too much topspin. You know, it's hard to judge the ball guideline when you're going for a rough bump and headwind when the rough is this far from the hole. So this is my first attempt at it, and the only one that I hit perfect on. So this is all that I have to work with. But, you know, we definitely like the shot. The rough bump's always been good to us here. But, you know, we just come in with too much speed, and we go flying past the hole, okay? And then that's it as far as that goes. We got one more hole, which is going to be hole number 9. Hey, I hope you appreciated my videos. I hope you like them. Please become a subscriber if you're not one. Take a moment there just to hit the thumbs up button as well. I'll show you a couple different shots on hole number 9. I know I had some people yesterday talking about a power hook that or a power shot that leaves you with a nice albatross opportunity. So on one account, I played regular, just like this. And then on this account here, so we go 365. On this account, I go with the hook, but I just misjudged it. You know, I know a couple people told me put your yellow ring by the rough, by the outer rough, which is what I thought I did. Full left hook, full hook, slice here. Now, I do catch the fairway, but, you know, for me, you know, I should have really moved my target in more. So, you know, instead of having my target, you know, with the APOC 6, which I know is very high level for pro, really I would have needed the right side of the yellow ring, like over here, I guess. I would have been better off with my yellow ring, with the right side of my yellow ring touching right here on that rough part. That would have been best for me. So either way, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, easily equal the hole. This shot number 2, I played 20% at max. Perfect ball. We get kind of close. But regardless, hey, that's the Back 9 Pro. I hope you all do well. I hope you do better than me on hole number 6. And I hope I at least move one of my 2 accounts onto the final round. But still, you know, I think I'm minus 20. I think it's a minus 26. And that's probably not going to be good enough to make it in Tier 3 anyway. But hey, I hope you do great. The videos are here to help you, to learn from my mistakes, and to show you the shots that we drop and hope you can duplicate them. Let me know how you do in the comments. I appreciate you watching.